Hello and welcome to Liverpool Report. This is your home for all the latest Liverpool news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Anfield. Andy Robertson felt it was a bit of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, which helped turn this game around. The Reds under Arne Slot are known for being more orchestral than the heavy metal football side, a phrase coined by Klopp during his time at Anfield. When Liverpool won the title in 2019-20, they were famed for their relentless pressing and fast transitions, which blew teams away. Now, under Slot, it is more about control and building play up before taking teams apart. It has helped with injury prevention and fitness as they challenge on three fronts. But here, against bottom-side Southampton, and after making Slot angrier than he has ever been in his debut season at Anfield with a poor first-half showing, they rekindled some of Klopp's style to turn the game around. The first 10 to 15 minutes of the second half, I thought we blew them away. And that was maybe similar to what we have kind of done in previous seasons, said Robertson, who was brought on at half-time. But maybe we have a bit more control and have time to be a bit more patient, where the 19-20 team was, probably when we got the ball we killed people on the counter-attack and in the half spaces, and before they even thought about it, we were in front of goal. It is different, but I do still think we have elements. And you saw that in the second half, where we were very gung-ho and just put Southampton under pressure and kept them penned in. Thankfully, the lads had their shooting boots on, and we were able to punish them. Will Smallbone had put Southampton into a shock lead right before the break after a defensive mix-up between Virgil van Dijk and Alisson. Yes, Captain Virgil van Dijk said, when asked if it was the angriest he'd seen Slot, who was banned from the touchline at the break. But if you look at the first half, he had every right to be angry. And I think from his point of view as well, it was even more frustrating to see. But we did what we all wanted in the second half, and what he wanted as well. And now we move on. Darwin Núñez, who escaped a red in the first half for kicking out at Kyle Walker-Peters, scored the equaliser 6 minutes after the restart. The Uruguayan forward was then fouled for the first of two penalties, and Mo Salah netted from the spot in the 55th minute. Salah scored again from 12 yards after Yukinari Sugawara handled in the area late on. That's 27 now in the Premier League, and with 9 games to go, Erling Haaland's record of 36 is in his sights. This was also the 19th game in a row in all competitions in which Liverpool have scored 2 or more goals. Slot's football is different to Klopp's, but it is potentially more consistent. Klopp's Liverpool won 1 league title and 1 European Cup in his tenure. There's a real chance Slot can match that in 1 season, which would be remarkable. Robertson added, "It is just different ways of playing, and we've all had to adapt to the different managers' 2 different styles of play, and both are enjoyable. Hopefully both are as successful." Trent Alexander-Arnold says Arne Slot was as angry as he's ever seen him at half-time in Liverpool's win over Southampton, as the Reds defender gave what has become a rare post-match interview. The Premier League leaders were heavy favourites to beat the division's rock-bottom club at Anfield on Saturday, but they fell a goal down just before half-time when Will Smallbone's strike stunned the Kop end. Slot was watching on from the stands as he served the second of his 2-match touchline ban, and the Dutchman looked visibly distressed with his side's display. He opted to take drastic action at the break, making a triple substitution as Kostas Tsimikas, Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai were replaced by Andy Robertson, Alexis McAllister and Harveyelliott. The changes had the desired effect as Liverpool woke up after the break, with Darwin Núñez levelling from close range before 2 Mo Salah penalties secured a 3-1 win and stretched the Reds' lead at the top of the table to 16 points ahead of Arsenal's trip to Manchester United on Sunday. Reds vice-captain Alexander-Arnold has tended to shy away from the cameras this season amid ongoing uncertainty around his contract and constant links with a free transfer move to Real Madrid. But he spoke to LFC TV after Saturday's match and said Slot was as animated as he's been all season at the break. Probably the most angry we have seen him so far. I guess it's a good thing he's not been too animated so far, but I think rightfully so, said Alexander-Arnold. It wasn't good enough. We deserved to be down, but we came out second half with a point to prove and did that really early on. As a team and individuals, you'd like to be very good every single game, but it's not possible. You are going to have days like this where you don't play well, you're not proud of the performance. It's a day you look back on it and think, yeah, we got the 3 points. That's the most important thing. The win sets Liverpool up perfectly for the Champions League last 16-second leg against Paris Saint-Germain and Tuesday and next Sunday's Carabao Cup final against Newcastle. And Alexander-Arnold added, you can't downplay too much how important today's win was. To go 16 clear at this stage of the season is huge and puts a lot of pressure on Arsenal. We've done our work in the league now. Until after the internationals, now we focus on the 2 other competitions. Arneslot was left stunned after watching Liverpool gift Southampton a shock lead at Anfield on Saturday afternoon, but the Reds weren't behind for long. The Premier League leaders were heavily fancied to beat the struggling Saints, who have won just twice in the league this season, and extend their imperious advantage over Arsenal at the summit, with Mikel Arteta's men playing on Sunday. But nobody was banking on 2 of Liverpool's most consistent performers in Alisson and Virgil van Dijk messing up at the back. Their mix-up gave Will Smallbone the chance to nudge Southampton into a precious lead just before half-time. The Liverpool head coach, serving the final match of his touchline ban, was seen with his head in his hands during the first half, not unlike some fans watching on BBC Sport pundit Chris Sutton commented, "I don't think anyone saw that coming." Alisson, having a word with the referee, he thought there was a foul. "I think Alisson should come with his hands, but he comes with his foot." Will Smallbone with a brilliant finish. It's a clever finish. He actually nutmegs Alisson. Things almost got even worse for Liverpool just before the break, when a wild tackle from Darwin Núñez was checked by VAR. The Uruguay striker escaped further punishment though, after initially being shown a yellow card, and he made Southampton pay with a goal just minutes after the restart. As instant as Southampton's shock opener was, normal service was resumed just 3 minutes after Núñez had struck after the Reds were awarded a penalty. Mohamed Salah has never looked better, so it came as absolutely no surprise to anybody in the ground when he dispatched his penalty beyond Aaron Ramsdale in the away goal. Mohamed Salah has reached yet another Liverpool landmark with his strike against Southampton at Anfield. Liverpool's talisman scored his 31st goal of the season in front of the Kop to put the Reds in front against the Saints, and in doing so, he moved into outright third on the club's all-time top scorer list with 242 goals. Salah pulls clear of legendary 1920s and 30s forward Gordon Hodgson, a prolific figure who played international football for both South Africa and England, and also played cricket as a fast bowler for Lancashire, for whom he took 148 wickets in 56 first-class matches. Hodgson scored his 241 goals in just 377 matches, with Salah making his 389th appearance for the Reds in French capital. Roger Hunt sits second on the list with 285 goals in 492 matches, with Ian Rush out on his own at the top on 346 goals in 660 appearances. It was yet another timely strike for the Egyptian as he helped complete a rapid turnaround after falling behind to bottom club Southampton. A mix-up between Virgil van Dijk and Alisson had allowed Will Smallbone to put the Saints in front, who have managed just 9 points from their first 8 games, 27 matches. But after Arne Slot rang the changes at the break, the runaway Premier League leaders turned the match in their favour. Darwin Núñez scored the equaliser after 51 minutes, before the Uruguayan was fouled by Smallbone just 2 minutes later. Salah stepped up to take the penalty, and although Aaron Ramsdale went the right way, his effort safely found its way to the back of the net. Victory over the Saints would give Liverpool a whopping 16-point lead over Arsenal, who play Manchester United on Sunday. The Gunners do still have a game in hand on Slot's men, though it's hard to see Liverpool surrendering such a lead given they've lost just once in the league all season.